Last week I had an opportunity to go on a golfing trip with 3 of my friends. While we were golfing, we came to a hole in which you couldn't see the green from the tee box where the hole began. Instead, you had to just trust that the hole was on the other side of the hill somewhere. As we got ready to hit our very first tee shots, the question arose in our group as to whether or not we would be able to even make it up the hill on our very first shot. As confidently as I could, I said, if I don't make it up the hill on my very first shot, I'm quitting golf forever. The other guys just laughed because they knew I was joking. This comment became even funnier when I hit my very first shot straight into the hill, not even making it up to the fairway. As you would expect, the guys gave me a lot of grief and told me about how I was going to quit golf forever. After having a good laugh, we made our way to my very first shot, and I got ready to hit my second hit. Since I still wasn't on top of the hill, I still couldn't see where I was supposed to be aiming. The only thing I knew was that I was around 230 yards away, and reaching the green at that point was not very likely. That's when my friends came around and they helped me out. They went to the top of the hill and they helped me try to figure out where I was supposed to aim. After they cleared the pathway, I looked down at my ball and I hit it with everything that I had. Surprisingly enough, it actually went straight. As my friends watched the ball fly over the hill, all of a sudden they began to yell. Somehow the ball ended up in the middle of the green. And after 2 putts, I ended up walking away with a par. As I thought about that hole, I couldn't help but be reminded that in a lot of ways, that hole is an example of our walk with God. Before we are saved, we have these grand ideas of how we can do all of these things on our own. But after being humbled by bad decisions or a bad tee shot, we come to the place where we simply have to ask for help. And like my friends on the golf course, that's where our Christian friends in our lives come in. They just point us in the direction that we need to go. They point us to Jesus. And even though it's easy for them to see what awaits us on the other side of the hill, we still can't see it. That's when trust comes into play. We just have to trust our friends that they're leading us in the right direction. Then at that point, just like with my golf shot, all we can do is put our heads down and hope for the best. When it comes to salvation, God always knows what's best for us. And He's always there to provide a miracle shot. Now, I know that this is a silly analogy, but at the same time, I think there's a part of it that we all play in this analogy. Sometimes we find ourselves as the golfer who is humbled by his circumstances, trying to find his way to the green. Other times we find ourselves as the friends, trying to guide our buddy in the right direction by pointing to Jesus. But no matter where you find yourself, the important thing is that you make it over the hill at some point and clearly see who God is. And when you do that, it makes it all worth it. Because in the end, He is the God who saves.